They're solid, very solid, very well coached. They take advantage of what you give them. I'm going to tell you what, I thought our team battled. We had one 5 minute segment of this game that just kicked us in the pants. And that 5 minute segment was the second 5 minutes of the second quarter. The first 5 minutes, I believe we only gave up like 6 points. And in the second 5 minutes, we gave up 16. And against a good Tech team, that's a tough deficit for us to cover. But I thought after that we bounced back from it. We keep having those little lapses in games, and against a good team like Tech, they took advantage of us.
And what happened in that stretch where you're up 24-20 and next thing you know it's a 20-2 run the other way and you're down by 3?
Yeah, and it's a combination of things. We came down and we took a couple quick shots, maybe not the best in the world. And just one thing, that when we take quick shots and they're not attacking the basket, I'll take anything attacking the basket. Every charge we got attacking the basket tonight's on me, because I wanted our kids to attack and be aggressive. I know fans and everybody else might say, they should have kicked that one out. And I'm going to take those, because one of the things that I've been on this team about is keep attacking the basket. Let's be aggressive. Let's attack the rim. So I'll take those charges on the one-on-one stuff to the basket on me. But in that period, sometimes it's our shots. We're a little quicker in the offense, and then we're not getting good offensive rebounding lanes. I think the one thing Zaria did tonight was, I think this is the best game that Zaria's played for us because of her extra effort stuff. She might have filled up some stats that people are going to be impressed with, but my biggest thing that I was impressed with, we talked before the game, that mental toughness, that extra effort, and I thought she gave that. But sorry, I'm bouncing. To go back to your point, some of it's offensive, and then we just didn't step up and defend with the intensity that we did the rest of the game. In that 5 minute span, I thought we really dropped off defensively, and and maybe it's fatigue, maybe it's on me for that, but it was just that little drop off, and that's the piece we've just got to shorten up. When this group, and we'll get there, when we can shorten up that piece, I think you're going to see a difference in results.
Yeah, if you take away that stretch there, I mean, you played them even, and you were 14 down at half, you got it to 9, but that's still a lot of points to make up.
You're right, against a very good Tech team. So it's that stretch. And, to be quite honest with you, we've had those stretches for a whole quarter, for 10 minutes. Tonight it was only 5 minutes, but it's 5 minutes too much against a team that's at the top of the conference.
Zaria, talk about your game. You had 11 rebounds. You think maybe this is the best overall game you played?
I guess I would probably agree with that. It was probably the best game I played. I felt good tonight. I felt like as a team we were geared up. We were ready to go just before the game. Obviously we're back in school now, so our schedules are a little bit thrown off from break, but I felt like everybody was focused. All of us had a good energy going into today, even with all classes and all that stuff going on. So I think all of us just contribute to that energy that we had in the locker room prior to the game. And obviously we know without Allie, we're kind of missing out on a lot of those extra effort plays. So I felt like as a team, we kind of talked about that prior to. I know a lot of us had conversations about making sure that we were kind of picking up that slack that we knew we will be missing without her.
Were you, what you're saying was your best game? Were you more aggressive, or why did you think it was the best you played?
I guess I don't have anything particular to point it to. I felt like my teammates, those last couple stretches down the game, obviously in the second quarter, coming out of the half, they gave me the ball a couple of times. We all were looking for each other, so I felt like, obviously from the beginning of the game, I felt like we looked different in a good way. Obviously our guards are taking it right off the bat. You got Makia going to the basket right away. Kennard taking the ball several times. All of the guards, I felt like they did their job to open it up for us on the inside, whereas a lot of times, sometimes I feel like we're hesitant, and that kind of makes us stagnant and that kind of thing, whereas I feel like tonight everybody was just kind of doing their basic part, doing their job and making sure that they were, giving it all they had. So I feel like that opened it up for everybody else.
So with Allie out of the lineup, does that mean everybody just kind of had to pick it up just a little bit more?
Definitely. I know obviously for us, Allie she plays a combo, so she plays post and guard. I know a conversation we had in the post, obviously during warm-up, where we were making an effort. We specifically were talking about, we were like, all right, guys, we know Allie's not here, so it's going to be our job to do our basic parts. Obviously, as the big man on the court, a lot of that has to do with rebounding and that kind of, I guess, what you would consider the dirty work. So making sure that we're doing all the little stuff and making sure that at least we're covering that part, where sometimes I feel like we might forget about those things or feel like, oh, I just didn't get that one. Whereas tonight, I feel like we made a conscious effort to make sure that we weren't forgetting about those things.
And I love that she's complimenting everybody else, but when you see anybody's stat line and they get 7 offensive rebounds, you don't get 7 offensive rebounds because you're being a dog out there or you're being lazy. You're getting 7 offensive rebounds because you're being resilient and you're going after them. She's not getting every offensive rebound she went after. She went after a lot more than 7. I think that's the difference maker in it.
Paul, Allie was mentioning, being out, looks like she's got a boot on her left ankle maybe. Is it the sprain, or do you think maybe?
Yeah, she's got a ankle sprain and she's basically day to day.
Okay.
She won't be out long. Allie's too tough for that.
What made Brady for them such a tough guard tonight?
Just her ability to. She's quick off the bounce, and she was a very good 3-point shooter. So that combination makes it tough to guard. And she got us off that. She was shooting threes. We weren't quite playing her tight, and then when we got up on her, she was so good off that first dribble.
Yeah, and in a game where really neither team shot well, she shot exceptional. 10 of 16 and 4 of 8. And again, neither team really shot that well, but that really stood out.
She really and she's the reason she's so good is she's not one dimensional. When you've got your ability to shoot it well and shoot it deep, and then you can attack the rim like she does, it makes it a tough matchup.
I feel like you had a lot of opportunities where you had makeable baskets tonight that just didn't fall for you.
Yeah, and that's been our Achilles heel. We've had some of those, but I think we're getting more and more confident. We're getting the shots we need. We're getting good looks, and there are times we have to drop them. But I was even how we responded at the end of the game. You might think, oh, it didn't matter. Yeah, it matters because how you're setting up those defensive sequences and what you're doing. You're hoping somewhere down the line they've got experience, and that's going to pay off.
Paul, you got Jacksonville State up next. What do you expect from them?
It's going to be another tough battle. There's nothing easy coming our way, but what I like about this group is, my biggest message to them is stay positive, keep fighting. We don't want any negativity around us. We want to push. We're going to break this thing open. It's just going to take us some time, but once we do, we're all going to feel pretty good about it.
Okay, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Saturday.
Thank you.